per hour. Overcast again tonight. Thunderstorms likely. Lows level off around 48. Highs level off around 62. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Right now, it's 54 degrees.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. Christian County emergency management officials say there have been no confirmed tornado touchdowns following severe weather that moved through the area yesterday. According to Christian County EMA Director Jeff Stoner, the storm system that prompted tornado warnings was based on radar-indicated rotation. As of now, officials report no credible evidence that a tornado touched down anywhere in the county. Emergency management is also urging residents to be cautious when sharing storm-related photos or information, emphasizing the importance of relying on trusted and verified weather or news sources. The only reported damage so far involved a downed tree along 1025 East on Illinois Route 48. Authorities say the fallen tree caused a grain semi to overturn. No injuries were reported in that incident. Residents are encouraged to stay weather aware and continue monitoring updates from reliable sources as conditions develop. The Taylorville Park Board met last night for their monthly meeting. Among discussion was the appointment of new board members and to discuss updates on plans for the tennis courts for the upcoming year. As far as new members, the two newly appointed board members will be further introduced in the next meeting. As far as the tennis court updates, an approval to apply for a United States Tennis Association grant was motioned with no opposition, and updates are set to be completed as of now by the end of summer. There were two companies approached last year to do work on the tennis courts. The two companies included Dunn's, the least expensive option from Decatur, and another company known as McConnell from St. Louis. A motion to approve application for a grant to pay for the quote offered by Dunn's of $265,000 was approved with no opposition, moving the tennis court updates forward. Boys and girls high school coach Terry Cunnington spoke about the two different companies and explained why they chose to go with Dunn's.
So 2026, you can see total cost was going to be $237,000 that we would have to raise. You can see at the top there under item number A, the Park District employees we're going to do quite a bit of the work there, at the prep work for it, and then you can see what the costs were going down. So 237. So I got updated quotes for 2027 that you can see, and you can see one says non-USTA and one says USTA option. USTA is United States Tennis Association, and they're association that helps places like us to build tennis courts. And so there's money available through them to do it. They have pretty strict guidelines on what they want. So the base has to be so thick. The non-USTA option from Dunn's has, I think, a 3-inch compact, and then the USTA option has to be 4 inches. So that's sort of one difference. The other difference for USTA, you can't have pickleball courts. You can't have a basketball rim there. It has to just be tennis only in order to get that money. But you can see that the prices. So for 2027, the non-USTA is $265,000, and the USTA option is $283,000. So it's about $18,000 more.
Other topics such as executive sessions and discussion on the budget for the 2026-27 fiscal year were tabled until the next meeting. Heartland CASA has announced a number of upcoming trainings for those interested in becoming court-appointed special advocates. The CASA acronym comes from that title. Advocates serve as the voice for children in the foster care and child welfare system. Heartland CASA works to provide support and guidance to children in these situations. Prospective advocates can register for one of the following 5 series of sessions. Thursdays, May 7th to June 11th from 5:15 to 8:15 in the evening at the CASA offices at 141 South Main Street in Decatur. Mondays, May 18th through June 22nd from 5 to 8 in the evening at the Taylorville Library. Tuesdays, May 19th to June 23rd, from 11 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon at the Taylorville Library. Wednesdays, June 17th to July 22nd, 11 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon at Sullivan First United Methodist Church. And Thursdays, June 18th to July 23rd, 4 to 7 at Sullivan First United Methodist Church. Blaine Smith, executive director for Heartland CASA, says the training process totals 30 hours with guidance beyond the aforementioned training sessions.
So we do. People get a little bit nervous when we say it's a 30-hour training, but we want to make sure that we have the right people in front of the judges and with these kids to be able to advocate for their best interest. And in that 30-hour training, it's broken down into multiple classes and very flexible. So we will go around your schedule, whatever you need. But in there, you'll learn about the system. You'll learn about some trauma of what caused a child to come into care and how to best navigate that so that you don't feel completely alone and nervous about that. And we have advocate supervisors that will walk alongside you through your journey as an advocate, just like we ask you to do for the kids that we serve.
Advocates must be aged 21 or older, pass a criminal background check, and have the desire to be a consistent presence and voice for a child in need.
And our biggest thing is you have to want to help the kids in your community. You have to have that heart for them. We have volunteers who are going to stick with these kids from the beginning to the end of their foster care journey. And that is huge. And in a huge piece of consistency for these kids going through such a traumatic situation. That one person can seriously be that change. My staff and I came back from a CASA conference, and we got to talk to people who've gone through the system, who've had those advocates, who are now going and talking about that and what that was like for them and how their life changed because they had a mentor or that one CASA person who was there through that. And you can either be a statistic or you can be a success story. And sometimes that CASA is what makes that difference.
Advocates who complete the training program are ceremonially sworn into the role. Heartland CASA will swear in its first Christian County advocates tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning at the Christian County Courthouse.
I am so excited. This is our very first swearing in here in Christian County that we have our volunteer classes coming. We have 12 people, including a couple of staff members, being sworn into Christian County. And it's such an honor and privilege to be back and doing this. Like I mentioned earlier, I got to teach one of the classes, and the questions and the heart that is there are just, it's inspiring. It really is. I'm just so excited. And the swearing in is going to be, it's just going to be a great moment. And it's the beginning of something new here. So that's just super cool. And we'll get to eat some Angelo's breakfast afterwards. So
Heartland CASA has upcoming events to show their appreciation for their volunteers, advocates, and all those who serve children in the foster care and child welfare system. They are holding a foster parent appreciation event on June 6th in collaboration with DCFS.
We're doing a foster parent appreciation event for the licensed and fictive kin foster placements that we are serving. And we get to do that June 6th. We've partnered with Life Foursquare Church in Decatur, and they're going to provide a meal. We're going to have some ongoing education and some vendors that we're just going to have different things that we can just say thank you, because becoming a foster parent is a huge deal. And they are, kind of our next line of defense for these kids. They're being placed in their homes. They're having to learn how to take care of kids with trauma, just similarly to taking care of a typically developing child.
The organization will also hold an ice cream social this coming Monday to celebrate their volunteers. The event was due to take place yesterday, but was postponed due to the severe weather in the area that day. Details on the rearranged ice cream social have not been announced. More information on Heartland CASA is available at maconcountycasa.org. Blaine Smith appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show. And now, a word from First National Bank in Taylorville.
At First National Bank in Taylorville, just west of the square, we've spent 70 years being your local bank. The bank where relationships matter, because we've been part of this community for generations. I'm President Jared Beckham. Life moves fast. Families grow, businesses change, even banks come and go. But one thing stays the same. First National Bank in Taylorville has been here for you and will be here for the next generation too. Serving Taylorville for 70 years, First National Bank in Taylorville. First every time, member FDIC.
A new business got recognized recently by the Greater Taylorville Chamber of Commerce with a ribbon-cutting ceremony welcoming them officially to the community and celebrating their arrival to Taylorville. Caitlin Probst, owner of Washed in Grace Laundry, says they are in Edinburgh but serve the entire Taylorville community, and they wash clothes that you don't want to.
So I basically take everyone's laundry that you don't want to do, and I do it for you. I either pick it up and deliver it, or you also have the option to drop it off on my front porch, and I can do it, and you can pick it up from there. I am located in Edinburgh, but I do service the entire Taylorville area. My children are getting bigger, and I wanted something that I could stay home with them all day, as well as obviously have an income. And what better way than helping people do something that they hate, that I don't mind doing, and returning it with a smile on my face.
Turnaround time is 24 to 48 hours with a fragrance and fragrance-free option offered. For more information, visit washedingracelaundry.com. Taylorville High School's music program is celebrating another big win at the state level. The concert band and jazz band both earned top honors a few weeks ago at the IHSA State Organizational Contest held at Williamsville High School. School officials say both groups received 3 Division I ratings, giving each ensemble an overall First Division rating, the highest possible score in the competition. Out of 22 competing bands, the Taylorville High School Concert Band also earned the Best of Day award for the second consecutive year. That recognition highlights the group as the top overall performance among all participating schools. Leaders say the achievement reflects months of preparation, discipline, and musical excellence from students, along with guidance from band director Mr. Cliff Jordan. The district congratulates all students involved on what it calls a remarkable accomplishment. Warmer weather is here, but that also means a drawdown in blood donations across Illinois for the American Red Cross. According to the organization's Lynn Ruska, this time of year always hurts the Red Cross, with donations down across the board.
One of our
To schedule a blood donation, the Red Cross encourages donors to visit redcrossblood.org. It's time to start celebrating 100 years of historic Route 66. A number of events are planned throughout the state, says Casey Claypool, executive director of the Illinois Route 66 Scenic Byway. The first one is Thursday in Joliet. More on the Joliet event on April 30th. The Joliet Area Historical Museum and the city of Joliet are collaborating with the Joliet Slammers for a one-of-a-kind Frontier League exhibition game inside the walls of the old Joliet prison as part of the official Route 66 Centennial kickoff celebration. More information at IllinoisRoute66.org. More success for the Southern Illinois University Carbondale Collegiate Farm Bureau chapter, back-to-back years for Outstanding Chapter and Outstanding Chapter President honors. Among the activities worth noting, a Fill the Bucket promotion, says President Wes Bland. Bland will graduate next month with a major in ag business. Apple growers worry about a frost this time of year. Jenny Speichel is with Jonamac Orchard in Malta in northern Illinois. They were concerned last weekend. There is another possibility for frost this week. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 91-year-old Jesse Don Satterley Sr. of Neoga died April 17th. The funeral service is today at 10 at Steele Dawson Funeral Home in Nokomis. Burial will be at Camp Butler National Cemetery, where military rites will be accorded. Arrangements are being handled by Steele Dawson Funeral Home in Nokomis. 82-year-old Brenda B.J. Zielinski of Taylorville died April 8th. She will be laid to rest next to her brother in Nebraska. 72-year-old Brenda Finfrock of Taylorville died April 18. Visitation is Thursday from 10 till noon at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. The funeral service, or rather a memorial service, will immediately follow. Burial with her husband Norman will be at Camp Butler National Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 82-year-old Ronald L. Beck of Taylorville died on Friday. A memorial mass will take place on Friday at 1 at Holy Trinity Catholic Church. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and cremation services in Taylorville. 94-year-old Mary Ruth Beach of Taylorville died last Wednesday. Visitation is Saturday from 10 till 11 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will immediately follow. Burial will be at Bethel Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 79-year-old Gary L. Carr of Bonita Spring, Florida, died March 27th. A memorial service will be on June 27th at 2 at Blue Mound Civic Center in Blue Mound. Burial will be at Hall Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. Get local news anytime at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com and